you coming in at number 3 and the responsibility you have of going for those shots. That's the template the RCB has been following. And second one on Devdutt Padikkal as a skipper not affecting his batting and you all carrying in the same form like the last season.
Yeah, coming in at number 3, obviously there is a role that has been given to me. I feel in T20 cricket these days, everybody pretty much has the same role, to go out and hit from ball 1. So that doesn't really make any difference in terms of what I have to do as well. So yeah, that's how it's been going, and hopefully I can carry on in the same way. And coming to Rajat, yeah, definitely he's doing a remarkable job, to be captaining for the first time in the IPL, and the way he's been handling himself on and off the field, and then coming out to bat and doing the job day in and day out, it's really commendable.
Next question.
Yes, sir. Rohit and facing yet their second over mission of Josh and was it a match-up question? Please don't say I don't attend bowlers meeting.
That is actually true. I don't attend bowlers meeting, but I am aware that a lot of left-arm pacers have bowled to Rohit in the past and had success against him. So I'm sure there was, I'm sure that was the thinking behind that move. But of course, at the end of the day, you have to go out there and execute that plan, and I feel Ash did that well.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Devdutt. Wanted 2 perspectives from you. One, you were involved in a partnership with Kohli. So, what was the chat around when you were around in the middle? And then when you went off field, when Padikkal was batting, what messaging was being sent in? What were you getting in response about his innings, the conditions, etc.? So, Kohli, Padikkal, and the conditions.
Like I said earlier on, to be honest, T20 cricket is evolved so much that you are going from ball 1. Doesn't matter what the conditions are, who is batting with who, it does not matter at all, and who you're facing, even that. So the plans were clear. We had to try and put some pressure on them in the power play and then carry on that momentum. And I feel once we had the power play that we had, Rajat and Virat again carried on that momentum really well.
Yes, sir.
What was the talk in the middle when Hardik and Tilak were pulling things back for a while?
Not sure, because I wasn't in the middle. I was sitting in the dugout. But from the outside, it was all pretty calm. Everyone in the dugout understood that our bowlers have got that ability and pedigree to come back into that game. Obviously, they batted really well in that phase, and they were looking like they would take the game away. But our bowlers got it back very well.
Yes.
This one has come for RCB after a certain number of years of not winning against Mumbai Indians on this particular ground. What sort of sentiments, emotions have been around this group of players? Some of them are very new to the team, some of them are very old as well since the start of the franchise. And the second part of it, at any stage of the game, that particularly when Mumbai were fighting back, did it come into your minds that it might just slip away? Despite having put up 220?
To be honest, every game is important for us. It doesn't matter who we are playing and where we are playing at. So that was the same way when we were playing CSK. It was the same when we played KKR, and it's the same and now that we have played MI and MI. So like I said, it's important that we take every game at a time and try and win each and every game, because you never know where the momentum takes you in this tournament. So yeah, I really feel that we went out there, wanted to win, and we got that.
Yes.
Yeah, second half of the question. Sorry, I missed out.
At any point did you feel that the game was slipping away despite having put up?
Yeah, definitely. When they were going like that, Hardik and Tilak, they were batting beautifully, and it definitely felt like they were really, dominating the game at that point. And I feel Bhuvi, the over that he bowled when he did, made a huge difference for us, and I credit to him.
What do you look to learn from batting with Virat or being in the same dressing room, training together, and also from the chats with the opponents and some of the achievers in this league?
Obviously, batting with Virat is a pleasure, and he's done this over and over again for so many years. So that's the level of consistency that you aim for as a young cricketer playing the IPL. He makes it look easy, but it isn't that easy, to be honest, to come in every single year and get above 400, 500 runs. So obviously, as youngsters in the team, we are looking to learn that from him. And IPL in general has so many great cricketers who have had so much success over the years. So each time we play a match against any of them, it's a learning experience.
Yes, sir.
There are too many team changes, as such frequent team changes. Personally, for you, how difficult or how different has it been to cope with all these challenges, and what have you done pre-season to ensure that it ends up being a happy home run?
Yeah, it's definitely challenging when you are not settled in any side. As a 21-year-old, I was in RCB, and when I made that move to another franchise, it was a little uncomfortable. Obviously, I wasn't very confident about myself, and it took me 3-4 years to really find what I am as a cricketer in IPL. So it's not that easy, like you try your hardest, but at times it just doesn't work. So coming into this season, obviously I had to work really hard. I knew there were things that I needed to improve on. There were lots of aspects of the game that I wasn't up to the mark, I felt, in the last year. So I had a good couple of months before the IPL started, and I feel all that hard work is coming into effect now.
Yes.
Hi, basically talking about your team. Last
Yeah.
year, a great comeback towards the end of the tournament, and this year you have a great start.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about what are the pieces and talk about this winning mentality for the words of the coach, what approach to take?
Yeah, I feel the planning has been really clear this season. Everyone understands what their roles are in the side, and when you have that clarity coming into an IPL game, I think it's very important because everything is pretty frantic in an IPL game. 20 overs goes by pretty fast, so it's important that everyone understands what they're doing on the ground because it can slip away pretty quickly. So I feel that's the biggest positive for us, that everyone understands in each phase of the game what they need to do, and as long as everyone's following that, we'll be in a good place.
Let's do one last question. Yeah.
Whenever it comes to chats around the impact player, everybody says that the all-rounder is taken away from the game. But your perspective around someone who's young, who wants to even field and contribute, how are you made to understand that this is an innings you have to sit out one half of the game?
Yeah.
And how do you take it upon yourself, and what are the thoughts, reactions that come to you?
Honestly, it's not ideal, as I've always enjoyed fielding, and that's something I've always wanted to do in every single game. I feel I can make that difference when I'm on the field, but the team is set up in such a way that I have to be the one that sits out, and we have some great fielders on the ground even then. So yeah, it's not great. Obviously, it is what it is now. It is a rule that they feel helps the game. So hopefully I can eventually start fielding again, because it's pretty boring sitting out and watching.
Right. Thank you so much.
What significant in the difference, and can you give us your sense about the ball change?
I think it's been, the last few games that 20 runs where we're leaking either with the bat or with the ball is hurting us. There's no doubt about that. We need to manage to be a bit more disciplined in both. The ball change, it was umpire's call. Ball went out. Maybe there was a scratch or something. I didn't know that. But anyway, there was no due as such. Game was pretty much open until the last few balls. We had those couple of hits. They managed to execute better than us at those back end overs, and that's probably was the difference and the power play.
Hi Mahela, yesterday you said that the last innings of Rohit, you remember, was from the Champions Trophy. I'm not going to ask you about Rohit specifically, but do you think there's a concern at the opening partnership, because we saw that the start that RCB got through their openers inside the power play, that boost you probably got towards the end of the power play when Surya Kumar was there. So is there sort of a concern around the opening and the start of the batting innings?
I think rather than names, but I think it is, the power play is a concern for us with the ball and the bat, whereas the last few games as well, where we were leaking too many runs with the ball in the power play, as well as we're not getting the starts and losing wickets. So that's, especially in Wankhede, that's something that, I mean, we got an early wicket today as well, first over, but then they counter-punched, played some good shots, and we just did not react well to that. And these are the margins, and then they've had a big sixth over, which really hurt us in that power play, so we didn't close the power play properly. And with the bat as well, I thought we had a good start, but just couldn't continue. We lost those 2 wickets, and then we had to consolidate a little bit and lost a bit of momentum there. We had few big overs in between, even in the power play and all that, but it just weren't in the game in that first 10 overs. I'm trying to summarize everything so that, and then there was some superb batting from Hardik and Tilak at the back end. We've almost got there. So the margins are small in this competition, and we are not hitting our strides, and that's something, it is a concern, and we need to playing good cricket but not good enough.
Can you talk about the logic, the rationale behind choosing to bowl first after winning the toss? And did you, in hindsight after the match or at any stage, did you think that Bumrah was introduced into the attack a little too late, because RCB by then had probably 33 odd runs in the first 3 overs?
I think chasing wise, it's been good here. The wicket was good. I don't think that was the wrong decision. Where we went wrong was with our execution with the ball, where we could have controlled things much better. Booms, I think we got two swing bowlers. We need to give them that opportunity first up, and Booms coming back from a 3-month layout as well. So we just wanted to ease him into the competition. But he bowled well and he controlled things really well. So the more he starts playing game time, he'll get into it. I mean, the last time he was playing a test match, so all of a sudden he's playing a T20. So we need to understand that, but the skills were brilliant. But there are areas for us to improve.
They did not bring Josh Hazlewood. They brought and this season 50%, even Khalil Ahmed and of the 4 dismissals, and since 2024, 50% of dismissals are against left-arm pieces. If I add, since Madhusankar got involved in the World Cup.
You got a great memory. My memory is not that sharp. I mean, obviously for right-handed batsmen, left-armers, it is a natural thing for a lot of the opening batsmen, a lot of the right-handed batsmen. It's been there for many years. I can remember Wasi doing the same thing for many teams, Wasim Akram doing the same thing. So it's just a natural angle and then creating that space. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure Ro's been working on it. He's been practicing hard, and he's a very experienced player. And I'm sure that's not the thing. He was trying to give us a good start, and he played some really good shots. And Yash bowled a good ball. It was late swing, and Fuller got through Ro's defense. So I think when you have played the game for that long, I think you need to sometimes give credit to the bowlers as well. I wouldn't read into that too much, but yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm sure that Ro will work hard on it.
And Tilak, you said it was a good rap in the knuckle and he delivered display.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said yesterday, the game is such that depends on the game day situation, how he plays. I have a lot of faith in Tilak's ability. That day he just couldn't get going, and I said it was a tactical call I made, and I needed 2 hits from someone else, and we tried that. But today I back him to bat, and he delivered, and he will continue to deliver for us. So the class is always going to be there, and it's just sometimes you get bad days where you're not being able to hit that. So we take all that in our stride and make sure that we keep working hard.
How happy are you with the Jasprit Bumrah's return to?
No, absolutely. I mean, it just gives us more options. I just spoke to him after the game. He looks in good nick. He's disappointed as well. I mean, he wanted a win when he came back, but other than that, he looks fine. I think the pace was up. The execution was good. Yesterday was his first day where he bowled to batsmen. So from that confidence, I mean, that's something that we lacked in the last few games. So we have that as well, but we just need to put all these pieces together and execute a good game to give us confidence so that we can move on.
Yeah, Mahela, just a follow-up to what he has about home. Was he itching to bowl actually? 3 months layoff, it's difficult, Was he actually itching to bowl, and the centre of excellence must have cleared him? And the team was sure about playing him straight away once he came in?
No, yeah, I mean, obviously NCA has a program that they have to go through, do all the fitness tests and make sure that he's in good. That applies to, I think, all Indian central contracted players. So once he went through that, he had 5-6 good sessions as well. Everything was cleared. The only thing he was lacking was game time. He hadn't played actively. So that was something that he came and worked with us yesterday at the nets, execution-wise, and the experience, the skill that you saw today was pretty good. He bowled to some good players and probably had 2 or 3, maybe 2 bad balls in that spell. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, talk about emotions you go through. I mean, when it's a difficult situation on, because at one stage you look at RCB go through and Pandya and great partnership. So does the blood pressure get high?
Well, it does. I mean, you've seen the grey hairs sitting there and watching. But with the talent that we have, we know we are always in the game. We know that we just need to be patient, and most of the guys are match winners. It's just that we're not getting that tempo going consistently. We had to settle down when we lost those early wickets, and they also bowled well. The two spinners, I thought, didn't miss much. They bowled well. So, and we build partnerships in that, and then obviously once you hit that 10th, 12th over mark, we knew that we could give ourselves a chance. And obviously when Hardik walked into bat, that was the conversation I had with him. I said, try and see whether you can get 3 big overs in, and that's what he delivered. And then the momentum changed. Tilak started going as well. So we were close, but not good enough. Obviously the emotions are, was great for a while, but we have to be realistic that we're not playing the best cricket that we could play.
Mahela, all teams obviously try to get in some sort of a role with the home conditions. How much can factor is that home advantage in the league, do you think? And with your team, does it become tougher with the crew surface that you have, or you still try to work around?
Yeah, I mean, home advantage is that we used to play in these conditions, and it's not that difficult. I mean, it's fair conditions for pretty much everyone. The wickets are pretty decent, fast outfields and all that, but difference is the skill that you need to be able to execute skill as bowlers. It's not, the margins are small, and our batting lineup is set up for that. And then when you go away from home, obviously you get those challenges with different opposition who set up differently. But that's where now we need to, obviously 3 home games we lost, and now we lost away games we lost and a home game. So we'll be back again on the road, and we need to get some away wins now, and that'll be our focus, because halfway through, or maybe another 2-3 games later, we'll know exactly what the points are and how much we need to get to. And like you said, for us now, you need to get on a roll and make sure that we have multiple wins under our belt to get that momentum.
This is an IPL where your use of saliva is allowed. Your observation as a team, has it helped the bowlers more, and have you also incorporated it into practice, because it's a thing that had gone out of our sport since 2020?
No, absolutely. I think and especially with less dew in most of the venues, I think bowlers are being able to get a little bit of assistance at the back end, which is, I think, good for the game. And yes, we are constantly using that and trying to take that advantage. I'm not sure whether every venue you will have that advantage, but whenever there is possibility, especially when you're bowling first, I think there's a good advantage. I saw Booms was tailing in quite a bit today as well. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's been there for ages, and it's good to have that back.
With the results not going in the team's way, do you think it's time for change in personnel?
Not really. I mean, results not going, but at the same time, you can agree that we're playing some good cricket as well. I still back the senior pros and all the guys I put out there. I think they have the skill. It's just that we need to be a bit more ruthless, like I said, and at times we're missing out on those 1 or 2 overs where we lose our discipline. So that's with the bat as well as with the ball. So that's something that we need to rectify. Losing is not a great thing. I mean, you start doubting yourself, and sometimes a fresh face coming into this kind of situation might be even tougher for that as well without the experience. I think the guys who have the experience knows to handle tough situations and be mentally stronger going forward. So that's something that we will bank on and make sure that we really focus on getting the group together and be positive and play the next game.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.